If you've ever sat down to draw a portrait, an object, or something from your imagination, and you've walked away feeling like it looks totally flat and unrealistic, you are not alone. In fact, most self-taught artists do exactly what I'm doing on screen right now. They try and force 3D depth by drawing hard outlines, smudging everything to create smooth skin. But look at this, it doesn't look like a real three-dimensional human nose. It looks completely wrong, and it looks completely flat. I remember when I was new to drawing, and I had a ton of frustrations. I almost quit art entirely. I didn't have the advice that I'm showing you today, so make sure you watch until the end, as you don't have to struggle anymore and see real progress in your art. The magic is sculpture. Yes, sculpture. Let me show you how. Time to wipe the slate clean. Let's do this the guru way. To make this crystal clear on camera, I'm using the Staedtler brush pens. Now, don't worry if you don't have these exact pens. You can use a standard HB pencil or anything at hand. I recommend a pen for this exercise, so you can follow along at home. Remember that you can pause and rewind this video so you can create a drawing like I have here. If you just have a pencil at hand, that's absolutely fine. The tool doesn't matter, the direction of your hand does. Instead of drawing a straight vertical line for the edge of the nose, my lines are sweeping around across it horizontally, carving outwards. Think of your tool like a tiny climber walking up over a hill. If the form goes out, your line does too, and it curves out. If it drops into the eye socket, your line swoops inward. You are literally wrapping lines around the 3D volume of the face or whatever you are drawing. Imagine yourself sculpting the nose, tracing the contours of the object. See how the eye socket naturally starts to sink back into the skull just by changing the direction of the line. There is zero smudging happening here. Yet your brain is already telling you this nose has weight and structure. Building up this arithmetic muscle memory is honestly the best way to decompress. It stops you from overthinking things like anatomy and lets you just enjoy the flow of your drawing. If you're enjoying this perspective shift on drawing, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. It tells the algorithm to pass this masterclass along to other struggling artists, and it helps support the channel. Thank you. Now, notice how I'm handling the skin around the eye area too. This is one of the darkest areas of the entire face, so my lines are close together and have a thick weight to them. To help you master cross-hatching isn't scribbling faster, it's controlling the space between your lines. For the dark areas, use bold, more thicker colors, and use less, thinner lines for the lighter areas, remembering to follow the form at all costs. I'm curious, what is the biggest single roadblock you've hit when you try to shade a face? Is it the muddy skin, the misplaced eyes, or getting the nose angle right? Drop me a comment below right now and let me know how you get on. I read every single one, and it helps me tailor my next tutorial directly to what you're struggling with. To add contrast, we just change the angle of our lines slightly to create a cross hatch. But here is the golden rule. Even your cross hatching must follow the form. If my first layer curved horizontally around the nose, my second layer will curve vertically along its length. When you look at classic sculptures in things like museums, chiseled in directional planes to catch the light. That's exactly what we are doing with drawing. We are sculpting with lines. Look at the dramatic difference between this clean, structural 3D form and the flat, blurry mess we started with at the beginning of this video. The next time you sit down at your drawing, I challenge you to try this 10-minute exercise. Choose a nose, a simple reference, or anything around your home. Grab a pencil or pen and focus strictly on the direction of the form. It will unlock a whole new level of realism in your art. To wrap things up, remember that drawing isn't about copying lines onto a piece of paper. It's about tricking the human eye into seeing three-dimensional space on a completely flat surface. The moment you step away from muddy, mindless smudging and start making deliberate structural marks, your artwork will instantly transform. Here's 5 things to think about for your next drawing. Ditch the smudging. Stop hiding behind blending stubs and get your clean line work. Do the heavy lifting. Think like a sculptor. Imagine your pen is physically carving planes and wrapping around the volume of the object. Control your line spacing. Use closer, thicker strokes for deeper shadows and wide, thinner lines for highlights. Always follow the form. If the surface curves out, your lines must curve out too. If it drops back, your lines should scoop inward. Stick to micro sessions. You don't need hours. A focused 10-minute feature drill is all it takes to build muscle memory. And then, of course, one of my golden tips to help you with reference photos. So turn your reference photo and your drawing upside down, and it helps you spot any inaccuracies and helps you look at your drawing, as it were, with abstract shapes to help your drawing. I do this constantly within my drawings to help me step back and see any inaccuracies with my drawing. If you are curious about why I love these brush pens for line weight control, I did a massive, brutal breakdown of them. Throughout this video, you might have noticed that I use a mixture of the brush, pen, and also the fine liner on the other side. It's a double-ended pen, and I love the set that I have, which I highly recommend. Click the link right up in here in the top right corner if you want to watch that review after this video. As we come to the closing details of this drawing, you can see that I'm constantly trying to follow the form. I'm also squinting my eyes as well. I do this constantly whenever I'm drawing, or whether I'm at a live drawing class, or whether I'm drawing from home. I squint my eyes to see the values of the subject that I'm drawing. And it actually helps your proportions and accuracies as well, as you don't get caught out in the details. And then by the end of it, we have this finished drawing. You can see I've added directional arrows where my brain was thinking as I was drawing this nose. Upward if it's going out, just to show the direction of my lines. And there you go, the finished artwork. If you've been following along at home, let me know how you got on with this tutorial in the comments section below. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I highly recommend you checking out this video coming up.